Hello, my name's Rick Statham. I'm Joint Managing Director of Safety and Access. I'm here today to talk to you about some revised guidance that's been produced by the National Access and Scaffolding Confederation. The NASC are the industry association in the UK for the access and scaffolding industry. The NASC produce safety and technical guidance note for members and for people that have an interest in the management of scaffold and access generally. I've been involved personally with the NASC for many years now and sit on their National Health and Safety Committee and actually represent the Confederation within the UKCG. Falls from height account for more than half of the fatal accidents in construction, and scaffolders, when erecting, altering or dismantling scaffolding, are faced with this hazard on a day-to-day basis. Industry does acknowledge that scaffolders have to work in potentially hazardous situations, and this revised guidance note produced by the NASC explains that employers have a responsibility to ensure that proper steps are taken to eliminate or minimise those risks. The revised SG4 guidance note will represent a further step change within the scaffolding industry regarding safe working at height. The new SG4 management guidance is designed to be used as a reference document by employers, clients, designers, contractors and in fact enforcing authorities. Within the guidance, the NASC has endeavoured to explain the legal requirements for work at height, identify and explain the significant hazards that scaffolders are exposed to, and to highlight practical solutions available to control the risks that arise. There has been a very positive effect of SG4 so far. UK statistics actually show that scaffolders have a low incidence of falls from height. And following the publications of SG4 in 2000, 2005 and the interim guidance published in 2008, incidents have significantly reduced. In the 10 years since 2000, there has actually been a 78% reduction in the number of reported falls involving scaffolders. This despite an increase in the numbers of operatives of almost 20% that are working for NASC members. Those figures speak for themselves. What do the regulations require us to do? Well, first of all, the work at height regulations say, where possible, we should avoid work at height. As scaffolding contractors, it's not easy to achieve that. The regulations then ask us to consider means to prevent falls from height if we're going to work at height, and the most suitable methods of working and equipment to prevent those falls should be selected. As a last resort, we should mitigate the distance and the effects of any potential fall. Within the scaffolding and access industry, this usually means the use of personal fall protection equipment or fall arrest equipment. At all stages, the employer must consider, however, collective fall prevention over personal fall. So is there a key change within SG410? Well, yes, there is. SG4, however, has always provided members with robust guidance regarding safe working at height, and there are established systems of work for the creation of a scaffolder's safe zone and for the practical use of fall arrest equipment. The key area within SG410 for consideration, however, has been the matter of the unprotected traversing at an exposed edge. This is now considered to be unsafe practice and avoidable also due to the development of new systems of work and to the availability of proprietary fall protection equipment. Previous versions of SG4 made reference to limited traversing, which essentially meant that a scaffolder could walk out on an exposed edge to the maximum length of the equipment that he was using. With the development of new equipment and systems of work over the last few years, the NASC's view now is that this situation can be eliminated because this situation can be effectively managed. So what is a scaffolder's safe zone? A scaffolder's safe zone is a position of work where suitable edge protection and a platform exists. A scaffolder's safe zone can be achieved in many different ways, for example, including progressive work platforms, systems of work, use of powered access, and use of proprietary collective fall prevention systems. Here you can see an example of a scaffolder on one diagram erecting some edge protection from a mobile elevated work platform onto steel work. In the other diagram you can see scaffolders working below a bridge from scissor lift, erecting scaffold from the safety of the scissor lift platform. This is a scaffolder safe zone. Here are some examples of proprietary systems that are commercially available in the UK, and they're all essentially advanced guardrail systems or forward guardrail systems. These systems provide proper edge protection for scaffolders ahead of their working on the platform above or below. Here you can see an example of a proprietary step system that also can be used to provide edge protection ahead of where the scaffolder is going to work. The scaffolder safe zone with the existing progressive platform has existed since the introduction of SG4 in the year 2000. This involves a single guardrail and a scaffolded, boarded working platform for the protection of the scaffolder whilst he's erecting and dismantling scaffolding. There is no doubt that the use of safety harnesses are here to stay, however. There will always be situations where a scaffolder is required to use and attach a safety harness for his personal safety. Such examples can be work from beams, or they could be work from a suspended or slung or cantilever scaffold, where a scaffolder may need to use an inertia reel, and then on a standard type of scaffold, as a scaffolder moves his working platform to the lift above or below, he will create an unprotected area, and therefore the use of personal fall protection will be required. So the safety harness is here to stay. Scaffolders should be competent to work at height, and the long-established CISRS scheme, or the Construction Industry Scaffolders Record Scheme, is the nationally recognised scaffolding competence in the UK. The equipment that's used should also be properly maintained and inspected as per the manufacturer's recommendations. In conclusion, members are encouraged to consider the recommendations within the new guidance when they're preparing or reviewing risk assessments and plans of work. Members should look at the applications that they use and the type of work they're undertaking, have a look at the commercially available equipment and systems of work that are referred to in the new guidance note, and then make some decisions on which is the best way forward for them. They should then provide adequate training, provide suitable equipment, and obviously monitor this with management and supervision to ensure that they are following SG410. The NASC will continue to work with stakeholders, which would include HSE and other interested parties, to further develop safe systems of work at height and to continually improve upon its members' already very impressive safety record. If you would like more information, please contact the NASC at the web address shown. Thank you for listening.